Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Have a totally different kind of video for you today. If you are a viewer of this channel and you've seen some of our vids, you may or may not know that we are big fans of a designer who goes by the name of OHSOJANG. We first discovered OHSOJANG. How did we discover it? I think I was seeing some sets on Amazon, probably the Islet Bar or the Modern Cubist Villa, and saw those and then thought they were super duper cool. And then Kim and I discovered Rebrickable and just kind of stumbled across those sets that are his MOCs on Rebrickable. And that's how we kind of like got familiar with who OHSOJANG was, and we completely fell in love with the sets. I personally love, and Kim does too, the very clean lines, the very modern kind of look, the details in his interiors and the designs are just absolutely excellent. And so much so that maybe you saw our best of and worst of video for 2025, and his design of the oaken barrel was by far my favorite build, my favorite design of 2025. Absolutely excellent. As we did a few more reviews of his sets, believe it or not, and this is like, Super Bowl stuff for us, he actually commented on one of our videos, and we thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And so Kim came up with the idea a couple months ago to reach out to him and say, hey, maybe we could interview him for the channel. And so we reached out and on the old Insta tweet, and he responded back. It was so great, taking time out of his day to respond back to us. And here he is in Korea. He said, English is my second language, not really comfortable, don't really want to be on camera, but hey, send me any questions that you might have, and we'll kind of like do the interview that way. So nice of him to do that. So we sent him a series of questions that just kind of interested us. Hopefully they interest you, and you can just kind of get some insights into what OHSOJANG is all about. And really good MOC designers in general. I thought it was very, very eye-opening. So let's go through each of these questions, and we will see what he said. Here we go. The first question that we asked OHSOJANG was, what is your professional background? And his response to that was, he is actually, I've got my little notes right here, he's actually a software programmer, and Lego is just his hobby. So with how prolific he's been, and and again working with these other companies, I would have thought maybe he has more time to dedicate to it, but no, designing Lego, designing MOCs, not his main gig. Our next question to him is, hey, what was your first MOC? And believe it or not, the first MOC that he did was a Lego floor plan of his own home. And he said specifically, about 10 years ago, I signed a contract for the house I had been dreaming of. I remember building it with Lego to figure out how I wanted to design the interior. I absolutely love that. And having built several of his sets now further proves with how good he is with his interiors. His interiors are so good, and that's kind of where he got his start. I love that. The third question we asked is, and it kind of relates to the first one, is like, is MOC designing like your full-time gig now? So it kind of, goes into that first question. And he said he did consider doing it professionally once, but he realized that if it became his primary source of income, it would stifle his creativity, and he would start building out of necessity rather than passion. And I love that too. When it starts to feel like a full-time job, that's probably when it's time to either pull the reins back, pull back the throttle, and rethink it. Kim and I have similar things, frankly, with running this channel. This is not our full-time gig. We do this for fun. We have said to each other all the time, and to several of our friends, collaborators that we work with on YouTube, it's like, if this ever starts feeling pressure, it's like not fun anymore, time to quit. So I totally get where he's coming from. Question number 4 to him was, we love the modulars. What is your favorite MOC to design? And he actually said his favorite is the Islet, right up here. One of my favorites too. Great build. It was his second work to be officially commercialized, and he has very fond memories of the process. He included many gimmicks in it and generally had a great time working on it. And the islet bar is a fantastic build. So I see why that might be his favorite to work on. Question number 5. We asked him, we know some of your designs are based on real buildings. How do you research the designs? He said, I don't really set aside a specific time for research. He said, I'll take photos of interesting buildings while walking down the street, or I'll see an inspiring image on social media. I imagine how to translate it. I can almost hear his brain working. Translate it into Lego. And his intuition usually tells him that this will be beautiful. And I love that. That's where the Oak and Barrel comes from. This is a real pub in Ireland. And I'm not sure how he got pictures of it. I remember him saying sometime in one of the little booklets about he would use Google Maps or Street View or something like that. Anyway, seeing pictures of beautiful things and how to translate it into Lego. I absolutely love that. So that's I think why the designs are just so good. They're based off real things, real application. Our next question, we asked him, is he a Lego purist or does he also use other bricks? And he said that he started his Lego journey with Star Wars. And at that time, he did use third-party bricks. I'm going to just go ahead and quote because it's easier to do it that way. I believe there's no need to draw a hard line between Lego and non-Lego bricks in the hobby, as long as you are enjoying yourself. That's what matters. However, for my own creation, he does use official Lego bricks. 10 years ago, third-party bricks often had color inconsistencies or lacked precision, which could cause issues in the final model. That's why I switched my entire inventory to Lego. That said, I think Go bricks are excellent. If I could have filled my Lego room with Go bricks 10 years ago, I might have done just that. So basically what he's saying, quality-wise, 10 years ago, probably not up to snuff, but the Go bricks, and they really are. We've mentioned that several times. And his builds from Mould King, MOC, and Fantasy that he contracts with, I believe they all use Go bricks, although I could be mistaken on that. I'm not too sure. But anyway, but basically he's saying, whatever makes you happy, use it. Couldn't agree more. That's why we love all bricks as much as we love Lego. Our next question. How did your collaboration with the major companies like Mould King, Fantasy, Kata, Expert, and MOC start? Did you go to them or did they come to you? And I love this response here. They reach out to me, is what he said. I don't contact Chinese companies directly. Usually, I love this. Usually within a day or two of posting photos of my work on Instagram, I receive inquiries from these countries. I love that because they know he's gold. His designs have been proven to be popular and fun to build. I received inquiries. My contracts with Mould King, Kata, Expert, and MOC were all established this way. In the case of Fantasy, they reached out similarly. But we signed a pre-contract for upcoming designs. So maybe we'll see some more Fantasy stuff from him. Not sure yet. Anyway, I absolutely love that. Within a couple of days of posting his new ideas, they reach out, hey, and maybe he gets in a bidding war. I love that. I should ask that question. Do you get in a bidding war with these companies to get your designs? I love that idea. Our next question. Have you ever submitted to Lego a set for the Ideas program? Or have you ever submitted to Bricklink Designer program? He said, not yet. I thought about it a long time ago, but I found it a bit discouraging that the final products released through Bricklink Designer program often deviated significantly from the original design. Even with my recent Fantasy products, the original design was changed quite a bit, so it's a similar situation. He said, I might give it a try someday, though. That would just kind of make sense, because a lot of, I think people do get their start on Bricklink or the Ideas program, trying to get up to that number. And I've heard different things about that. If you've ever submitted something to Ideas or Bricklink, leave a comment, see what that process was like. I've looked up some things, do you still own the design? Do you get compensated for the design? I really don't know. Leave a comment if you know. Next question. Any tips for aspiring designers? He said, don't lose interest. He said, I've seen colleagues who turn their Lego hobby into a professional career lose their passion under the weight of commercial demands. I can only imagine working for Lego and the stress that those folks might be under when you got to push out product all the time. Forcing creativity, I totally get that, is not a good thing. And try not to cross the line where it stops being something that you truly enjoy. That's just absolutely great advice. Great advice. We gave this optional question because I didn't know where he was going to go with it or if he wanted to answer it. But I'm always, you hear stuff about this on social media all the time, and I wanted to know if it was a real thing. We asked, is mock theft, like on Rubricable, when you put your stuff out there, is mock theft a real thing? As a designer, do you worry about your designs being stolen? And he said, mock theft does exist in many forms. Some people buy your instructions, resell them on other platforms, while others buy the instructions and turn them into mass-produced kits without permission. That's everybody, I think. And everybody who does appreciate and understand intellectual property, I think that's probably the biggest thing that they worry about. Design theft is a major concern, but because it happens globally, there's no real way to stop it, he said. Even when I've sent warnings or threats to such businesses, they continue to sell. This is why many creators refuse to release their instructions. However, my current mindset is to view plagiarism as a sign of interest in my work, trying my best not to let it stress me out. Good. I mean, what else can you say about that? I'm sure OHSOJANG has gone through that many, many times. And yeah, what are you going to do? Sue China? I don't think so. Now, bonus question time. We sent him a couple of follow-up questions just to kind of further dig deep into what he was talking about with certain things. So one thing that we asked him was, because he had mentioned he had to make some changes to his fantasy design. And we said, can you expand on that? What did you have to do? And he said, well, because they have these kind of new minifigures with the big heads, they're kind of Funko Pop-ish looking. He's like, he had to make modifications, accommodate the size of the minifigs, and adjusted the layout for the LED wiring because, again, it is a lighted set. So we had to make some modifications there. We also asked him any plans to work with any other companies anytime soon, or any designs that are in the works right now. He's like, I'm currently working on a new piece, but I haven't made a final decision regarding a contract yet. It's also uncertain whether I will continue my partnership with Fantasy. Brick quality was excellent at this time. He kind of feels that the style of their minifigs just doesn't quite align with the work. I can kind of see that as well. Kim likes the Fantasy minifigs. They are unique. I'll give them that. I've mentioned many times before, if you've been watching, I'm a minifig snob. I just don't like anything other than Lego minifigs. And I hate the doll ones too. The Friends stuff I don't like. So I totally see where he's coming from with that. He says he's also in discussions with Catter right now, but not at a stage where he can reveal any details just yet. And then finally, we were like, have you been building with Lego since you were young? He's like, I have some brief memories of it as a toddler, but he officially started the hobby just in 2017, so just 9 years ago. He says he's currently 48 years old. So not like something he's been doing his whole life. So I guess kind of the point of that, why I appreciate that, is that it's okay to get started in this hobby later in life. So if he's been going since 2017, he's currently 48, doing math. I guess he was about 38 or 39 when he started, like big time. So it makes me feel good. Here I am in the seasoned part of my personal life, and Kim and I, of course, have taken the deep dive into this. You're never too old to start. And this is a hobby, a fun thing to do. Keep your mind active and have a blast with it. Give you a little purpose. I want to get that set done. I want to get that set. Got to have purpose. And it's a fun thing to do. So thank you for joining us today. I hope this was informative. I know it's not the same thing as having somebody there or having a split screen, but I really want to thank OHSOJANG for, helping us out, for even, answering our Insta-tweet to him, and anything. I'm sure the guy's busy. So we sure appreciate him. And I hope he keeps doing awesome builds like this as well. Please, please, please go on Rubricable. Check out his stuff. Buy his instructions if you want to do it. Building MOCs is a really fun thing. And of course, a lot of his sets are available from Mould King, MOC, and everything like that. You just got to do a little searching and you'll find them. So thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to hit like, maybe hit that subscribe button. It would surely help us out. And we got a lot of cool stuff, including more OHSOJANG builds coming up in the future. We'll see you next time. Bye.